when it comes to running a successful laundromat, there's a lot of things that owners do wrong. And in this video, I'm going to give you the 6 things that you need to avoid, the 6 mistakes that you need to avoid if you're a laundromat owner, okay? If you avoid these mistakes, the chance of you having a successful laundromat increases. The chance of you being better than your competitor increases. The chance of you being profitable and actually making a living off of this for the rest of your life increases. So if you actually want to be a better laundromat owner, if you want to be a better boss, better CEO, better entrepreneur, take this advice. Watch this video until the end because it's going to help you, okay? It's going to help you. Number 1, one of the biggest mistakes that laundromat owners make when it comes to running a laundromat is that they don't take customer feedback seriously. If the customer's all saying the same thing, you have to fix that problem. If they're saying the place is, there's something wrong with the place, the signs suck, or it's not open enough, or we wish it was 24 hours, we wish you had this and that, we wish you had an employee, we wish you could do this, we wish your prices were cheaper. If the people are giving you feedback all the time, and the feedback is coming from a lot of people, and they're all saying the same thing, you have to be able to understand that feedback. The things that you are doing wrong, you have to be able to fix. Because if you're not, you're going to go to your competitor, and your competitor is going to do it better. Your competitor is going to do it correctly, and your competitor is going to actually listen to the feedback. So as a laundromat owner, you have to listen to the feedback of your customers. Number 2, the maintenance. Laundromat owners, a lot of people tend to neglect their machines. If you have 30 machines and 3 of them break, you just sometimes wait it out because you're like, hey, people can use the other 27. But it's one of those things where your machines have to be working because that's how you make your money. If your machines are not turning, you're not making money. If your machines are broken, that means they're not turning. So if your machines are broken, you're not making money. Because at the end of the day, that's how you make your money. So you want to be able to take care of your machines. Make sure you maintenance it when you need to. Make sure you maintenance it yourself if you have to. Make sure you have somebody on standby that can come through any time and fix your machines, because at the end of the day, your machines are how you make your money. And like I said, if your machines are broken all the time, one is going to break, if you neglect it, then the other one's break, then you neglect it, next thing you know, all the machines are broken. And if people come in and see half of your machines are broken all the time, it goes back to the customer feedback. People are going to like that. It's not going to look as professional as you could. So it's one of those things where you have to do yourself a favor and make sure you take care of your machines, okay? Number 3. One of the biggest mistakes the laundromat owners make, one of the biggest rule when you're buying a laundromat is location, location, location. If you buy a laundromat, or if you have a laundromat that's in a bad location, you pretty much set yourself up for failure. But you still have potential, okay? The mistake that a lot of people make, like I said, is they choose a place where it doesn't have a lot of foot traffic. They choose a place where, there's a million other laundromats around you, and they all do the same thing you do, but a million times better. It's one of those things where sometimes you have to have a competitive edge. And if you don't have a competitive edge, or if say you were at a good spot, but then somebody opened up across the street and their stuff is shinier and looks way better, it's one of those things where there's still hope for you, because you can still introduce things like wash, dry, and fold, where you could be focusing on online people, getting, you can use your laundromat mostly for, the wash, dry, and fold, where people can't even come in anymore. All you do is create a website, a booking tool, and online people can schedule a pickup and delivery. You go pick up the clothes, you drop off the clothes to the laundromat that you own, and you wash, dry, and fold it. You have an employee there full time washing it, and then you just take it back to the people's house, and you can make money from wash, dry, and fold, and still using your laundromat. You're paying your bills and still doing stuff, and you don't have to have people coming in all the time, because location, location, location. But sometimes you can still use online as your location, because online you can go, instead of people coming to you, you can go to people, okay? So, like I said, location is something that you want to choose. Make sure you have a right location when you're buying a laundromat. But if you already have one, you can do things like wash, dry, and fold service and still increase your revenues, okay? Number 4 is the marketing. Social media is hot, and is going to be hot, and is going to stay hot. If you're somebody who is not taking advantage of the social media platforms, if you're somebody who's not, promoting, making videos, engaging with the community, if you're not somebody who's, posting content, you're missing out, because your competitors are going to be. If your competitors are running ads, doing social media marketing, if the competitors are on Google paying for advertisements $50 a month to get in front of people's faces, they're going to get more clients than you. They're going to get the people to come to you, because it could be your customer that have been coming to you for 10 years, might get an ad from your competitor that says, hey, this person charges $1.99, we charge $1.98, and they might go to them because you're 1 cent cheaper. But if only you had been doing marketing yourself, you could have said, hey, we charge $1.99, but we got free delivery, and then they might have stayed with you, And it's one of those things where you have to be able to understand social media and understand social media marketing. The thing about your business is the more people that come to your business, the more people that use your machines, the more money you make. So you want as many people as you can coming to your laundromat. You want as many people as you can using your machines, because at the end of the day, that's more money that you make. That's more money that comes into your pocket. Okay. So like I said, Find out how to use social media, how to set it up, how to run ads, how to do things like Google my business, stuff like that, because it's going to help you in the long run. Number 5 is inconsistent pricing. When it comes to laundromats, one of the biggest things that people compete on is pricing. One of the biggest rules I have is that you should never try to have the cheapest price in town, because you're competing to be at the bottom. Yes, people want to pay less. People will love the word free. If they could pay zero, they will. But it's one of those things where you could have promotions, you could have discounts, you could have rewards, giveaways, and stuff like that. But it's one of those things where you can make your prices cheaper through promotions, discounts, rewards, but you want to have a price that actually makes you money. You want to have a price that not only breaks the bottom line, but actually gives you money back to put in your pocket. Because if you're too cheap, like I said, sometimes cheap does not always win. And if you're too expensive, people are going to be like, why are you so expensive, when, you know, it's like when everybody else is charging this much. So you have to find out what people are charging in your market. Charge a little bit more, or just the same as your top competitors, okay? Because at the end of the day, like I said, being the cheapest one doesn't necessarily always benefit you. Yes, you can go get a burger for $1 at McDonald's, or you can go get a burger for $8 at Whataburger. And Whataburger gets 1 million customers every day because people still decide to go get a Whataburger. So you don't have to charge $1. You don't have to charge the cheapest, because there are people that are willing to pay for your higher price, okay? And then the thing about the price is you have to stay consistent. You don't want to change your price every other day just to change it every other day. Like I said, when you do change it, it's things like promotions, discounts, giveaways, because people will like to change if they know what the original price is. And if the original price is something that they know of and stays the same, then they're more likely to accept the change, because and take action, especially if you say it's a limited time. Okay. Number 7 is how the laundromat is laid out. One of the biggest problems that laundromat owners have is that their laundromat layout is horrible. If people are struggling to pass by, if people are struggling to get their clothes through, if people are struggling to open the door, if people are struggling to, you know, be next to each other, and if people are struggling to have nowhere to sit, it's one of those things where the layout of your laundromat actually plays a big role. The smaller the laundromat, the less space you have to work with, but you can still do with what you have. You have to have a layout that not only works and is efficient, but you can even hire somebody to do the most efficient layout design. Because at the end of the day, you can pay somebody, you know, an engineer, $50 on Fiverr. You send them a blueprint of your space, show them all the machines you got, and they would do the math themselves and show you where you should put each machine to have the most space for the customers, to have the most, you know, efficiency and the most whatever. But it's one of those things where at the end of the day, if your layout sucks, you're doing yourself a disservice. If your layout sucks, you're doing yourself damage, because at the end of the day, like I said, if I have to struggle to get through, and if I'm bumping into people dropping my clothes because there's nowhere to walk, then it's going to be a problem. Okay. The last one is the technological advances. This one is one of the most important, because technology is always changing. If you're not advancing, you're going to get left in the dust. There are a lot of laundromat companies that don't know about a wash, dry, and fold business. And that's why there's companies out here that build a new laundromat and all they focus is on wash, dry, and fold. This is why, because they understand technology, because they're talking to the people online. They're talking to the people who own laundromats. They're talking to the customers. They're getting the feedback, and they're seeing that, hey, this is what people want. People don't want to come to the laundromat and spend 2 hours and sit there for a whole day. People don't want to, you know, have to spend a whole weekend doing laundry, so they'd rather pay somebody to do it. And if you have a laundromat, back then it was like people would come in and you would make money from them coming in. But now it's like you could even go to them. Things are changing. Technology is getting crazy. So you have to be able to understand technology. Kind of goes back into the social media. You have to be able to understand the social media. You have to be able to understand the technology, because if you don't, your competitor is going to understand it. They're going to leave you behind. If you don't understand Facebook ads, if I run an ad, I beat you automatically. If you don't understand TikTok and I make TikTok videos promoting I beat you automatically. It's one of those things where your competitor is going to be better than you, because you're automatically you're going to disqualify yourself, because most people aren't even there. Most people aren't even in the game. Most people aren't even playing. So you want to be aware. You want to know what's happening on the trends. This is why you want to watch videos like this, because I will let you know what's happening. Okay. But like I said, these are the mistakes that laundromat owners make. And I try to tell you how you can avoid these mistakes and run a successful laundry business. If you find this video helpful, give me a like, subscribe.